meet with a trainer about getting into the gym.
He eat a lot.
They told him he needs to like double his caloric intake. He's going to be going to the gym. I thought it was the best thing I've ever heard. He weighs 80 pounds. Here we go. FaZe, Envy now. Let's kick it off. It's Gibraltar hardpoint.
You and I were just talking about how we love watching Gibraltar.
We do. It's fun. It's fun.
It definitely is, but there we go. This was Envy's map picking off to a very hot start as 3 go down, but there's Priesta. He's been a beast all year long and almost finds 3, but Hook had himself a great Seattle event.
He absolutely did, and really, well, Envy as a whole kind of in hardpoint, right? They were, what, 9-1, I believe, in that particular mode at CWL Seattle. It's everywhere else that they struggled. So sort of the reverse story of someone like Echo Fox in the previous series. But I guess I want to ask you, just for Envy, why do you think they saw success in something like hardpoint? I think they have all the right pieces. I think if Hook's playing the way he is, if he can turn into that superstar, and then you have guys like Classic and Decimate, and then Chino, right? That last piece, that main AR who's just getting all the hill time in the world. It just kind of makes sense on paper, right? But I think that tends to happen where a newly formed team, they see a lot of success in hardpoint because it's the game they play the most. It's where CTF and S&D, where all that teamwork comes in that they struggle with. Yeah, I thought one of the most impressive stats from Seattle was just looking at that time in the hardpoint. Like you mentioned, Chino, it was something like right around 130 seconds per game in the hardpoint. The next closest player out of everyone else in Seattle was 90 seconds average. That's just absurd. Like the differential there was mind-blowing. But we do know Chino, he can set up in the hardpoint pickup time. His teammates will be out hunting for those kills, and so far, so good. It's 35-6. You've already got a streak on Decimate. He's building for a couple of more. 6 in a row for him, 4 in a row for Classic. Hell of a start for Envy.
No, definitely so. And I mean, we've talked about it a couple of times, but a lot of the pro players, especially in the league, say Decimate has a very bright career ahead of him, right? He's a very hardworking player. They think he has a ton of talent. And Envy, they took it when that roster mania happened. They took a risk on him, right? There were some other veteran players out there. They got Chino, but they said, you know what? The 4th we want is going to be Decimate.
And I feel like we've been seeing that maybe more and more. Maybe, you know, Priest, I feel like kicked it off this year with FaZe. They kind of took a gamble on him. Then you saw TK with Pharaoh. Now this with Decimate. Definitely teams starting to take maybe a gamble on some of these young, up-and-coming players. But one of the things he really came in, you expect him to help too, is going to be in the search and destroy. And you got to think now they've played a couple more weeks together. Maybe they'll start to find success. I don't know how much time they've actually spent in search, but
yeah, we'll have to see. But so far, so good for Envy as they were able to break towards that 4th hardpoint, get some more time. But you have FaZe, and I believe this is like the #1 hardpoint for time, right? This is like the biggest money hill in all of the game.
Makes sense.
You know, is this Castle Royale? You have FaZe set up. Does Decimate still have some streaks to work with? Is he going to ever invest into this glide bomb yet? Doesn't look like it, and you can see why. Envy, they're all going to spawn out with 20 seconds left to start to rotate over towards that turret hill.
So FaZe after this will be right back in it, right around, what, a 63, 40-ish point game once FaZe gets the rest of the time to rotate over. And Zuma's able to win a big gunfight there on the player top steps. A huge position on this particular map. Zuma, though, will get dropped with the 2-piece. Hook is the difference maker, and he's going to get early control here to Envy. Yeah,
but Attach could make a play here, right? If he's able to get to this ladder position, he can find a kill or two. But there was a call. Can he finish that kill on Hook?
Yeah.
No, not able to. Decimate hunts him down. But you have to control top middle, and that's exactly what Decimate is doing. The reason is, if you're spawning cave side, you have to flood out the bottom or jump out of the window. You will just get murdered, right? So you have to try and get another angle through that top middle or go all the way around like Attach is doing right here.
Let's see if Attach can play.
It's a beautiful play, yeah.
There it is. Nice shots in the first, can't finish the second. The grenade might actually do that. No, won't close out the kill, so Envy's still sitting well inside, but no, there they go. You get the kills in the back, a couple for Attach. Teammates find one inside. Envy only gets cleared out of the hardpoint for about 5 seconds before they get back in. But I mean, you like to see that from Attach. Did it work out perfectly and flip for FaZe? No. But that's how you have to break it.
No, it definitely does. I mean, if he ends up finding that second kill top middle, then a guy like Replays wins his one-on-one. They get the last 20 seconds, right? And everything is looking dandy. But as we go into this pit center, we're going to reset all the hills, start that next rotation. Decimate, he's going to call in that glide bomb, able to find one. Who's going to get taken out, but a solid lead so far for Envy.
They opened up with a nice lead, and they continue to build upon that. Trying to clear FaZe out of the hardpoint right now. They do get Priest out of it. Priest is having a nice game, at least inside the hardpoint. He's got 46 seconds to go, but sitting at 8 and 10 right now. We'll see if one of the better flexes in the game can pick it up a bit here as we get more into it. 30 seconds remaining on pit center, and this is great time. Now look at the spawn out you get from Envy as well. If they can chain this together, this will be, oh, yep, Hook and Classic. They find all the kills.
Yeah, but they're not going to know this. They continue to push. Who's going to find another? But he actually gave up those spawns, so there's some more split spawns coming in. Classic, though, wins on one. You can see that there's 2 FaZe players who spawned all the way out as, I mean, Envy gets that scrap time at pit center.
Wow, Envy, despite the fact that FaZe had early control, are able to get the break for the spawns, and they'll be set up for Courtyard. Tell you what, Joe, I want to hop to an Astro Gaming listening with Team Envyus.
Lights absolute.
Lights absolute. One gold, one gold, one gold.
All right.
Lights and dirt.
Lights absolute. Lights absolute.
Gold,
I'm making a play. I'm gonna flank ladder.
Dirt. We got stone lights too.
Looking for it. Yeah, he's bottom. I can kill one hill. I can kill one hill.
Alright, one guy dirt and lights.
Still dead?
One guy's one lights again. I spawn cave. They're gonna be
Dirt on me. He's on hill. Alright, flaming hill. Last guy.
Dead.
I get the sound. Push up right. He's right. You just need it.
Right coming, rushing closer.
I got him. Another one maybe.
Top bridge. I killed low right. One guy top bridge. Last guy.
Where's he going?
Nading over.
Alright, they're all low right. Going across the bridge. They're pushing up. They're pushing up.
One right, one shot.
What's up, Swirl? Could be my gold.
I'll
My
look
gold.
your gold. Yeah.
Gold.
I have your
Absolute,
gold. I have your
absolute,
gold.
absolute. They could be right. Could be dirt.
Still gold. Keep looking for me.
You can push out if you want
Yeah,
it.
I'm leaving.
Leaving it.
I don't know where they're
I
at.
think he's rails.
I think they're backed up. I think they just saw back.
No, one's low right hill.
Top heading, one's low right.
one's
One's
for
top.
Yeah, low right. They have a god set up right now.
That's
One's
fine.
top mid. Top mid on the bridge. Just head glitching, like, you know.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Zoom was front gold and one's front bridge or top bridge. You said right?
Yeah.
Top said.
Gold,
Nice,
gold,
she's
one
McCullough.
shot.
One's gonna be low right hill.
Yeah, he's head glitch hill. Hill weak. Nade over.
Yeah, nade, top break.
Top break.
We got hill, guys. We got hill.
Top break, one shot.
I'm seeing
Nade.
top
I don't see him.
Right side hill weak.
He's outside of it.
He pushed out front hill. Two push secret. They pushed out for bridge.
Yeah, they're by front.
He flanked me. Replays.
Just top.
Dead. No one top break. Zuma. I'm a pretty top
Yeah,
break.
smoke it.
Yeah, well, I'm
We
gonna
can hit it one more time.
No, he's top.
Out of listening, still a minute advantage or so for Envy. Anything in particular that stood out for you there?
I think you heard Hook say it, right? FaZe has the God setup right now. It's going to be so difficult to break, and then that last part, he said, all right, we have one more chance at this. Let's go for it with about 35 seconds left, but you can already see on that mini-map that, well, Envy's going to give this up. And besides Castle Road, Envy has won every other hill, but FaZe is still in this game. They get some scrap time here and there, but they have dominated this hill. So they have about a 35-point lead as we do go to turret. Chino's able to find 2, but Envy locked this one down, but look at that spawn attach. He may be able to pick up the play, but it seems like Chino is very much aware, able to find him off spawn. Great awareness out of Chino.
Once again, it's Attach who's in the back trying to make the plays.
Well, he spawned there, Clint.
We'll see if he's able to do it. I was actually, to be honest, I was talking to our producer about
yes, he's
something
there.
on the screen, so thank you. I thought he wrapped the whole way around the back. I took my eyes off the screen for like 5 seconds. Joe, you always keep me in check, and that's why I love you. But like you mentioned, though, FaZe 126 points. So from the, what do you think they've got? 110 from that?
Probably
Last
100.
point?
Yeah, probably about 100 points on Castle Road. But once again, Envy, the lead is growing due off a turret. Again, every single hill, they have dominated. You know, I think except for that Castle Road one. So Envy have a 70-point lead as we do go back towards that pit center. They have a couple more seconds of trying to get position. For right now, though, FaZe do have early control of that next hill.
See what Decimate can do now. Top middle, nice shots there into the first. Grenade might have pushed Attach then into Chino as he's able to pick it up with the STG. Decimate trying to make the play through turret, sees nothing and reads this correctly. He sees replays for a moment, pre-fires the edge, he's able to find the kill. Tagged up, but not yet dropped. And Envy right now, these are crucial points. This damage they're doing at Pit Spinner. Look at that spawn out. Yeah, this is a massive for them. Decimate's going to hold forward, try to get into a spot where he can tag him up. The fact they even have to focus on him a bit, though, is going to slow that up. And Envy now just 20 points away from taking this game 1.
Yeah, look at that scoreboard. Chino getting close to 120 on the hill.
He's a lock for like 2+ minutes in the hard point. It's absurd.
He just does what he has to do for his team to win. And then you look at the scoreboard, you have your superstar in Hook. He's at 26 and 21. Decimate and Classic just doing what they have to do. So Envy, they can't win on this hill. But they are just 15 points away as we go towards this fort courtyard. But FaZe finally have control of one.
Question, have you played on teams that have maybe had more set roles and then also a team that's been kind of objective by committee? Is there a difference?
I mean, set roles was like
easier in a way?
6 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right? It's kind of to a point where it was like, all right, you're the anchor. You're always playing for the spawns. Like, sit in the back. Right now, anybody can do it.
But in hard point, we've seen teams like this where Chino dominates in the hard point, and then teams that kind of spread it out a little bit more.
I mean, I think you always have a preferred setup. Like, hey, like if this is our God setup, this is where I want to be. This is where you want to be. But Envy, they're able to break on in. It's 4 go down. Hook finds 2. He's got 30 kills, and this should be it. They should be able to win game number 1.
As long as they get somebody back in the hard point.
Yeah, it's probably Chino.
No,
it's Hook.
it's Hook. I was about to say the same thing. I think it's got to be Chino, but he's actually pushed all the way out the top steps, finding the kills. And Envy, the dominance we saw in hardpoint from CWL Seattle continues here in stage 2. But the question mark, have they improved in search and destroy from Seattle to here? And I think the big thing, Joe, is how could they have improved? Because we know most teams don't scrim it. So have they put time maybe in just discussion? How, where will those improvements come from? We're going to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, this was also Envy's map pick, right? We were talking about it on the desk. FaZe, this is pretty much a 50-50 for them. They'll play it, but they prefer other maps like Valkyrie, which is game number 4. These next 3 maps, you have London Docks, Valkyrie. Those just scream FaZe to me, right? That just FaZe some of their 3 best maps that they could possibly get. That's why I predicted FaZe 3-1. I figured Envy was going to win this one.
What was their record? I know in London Dock Search was absurd at one point.
Yeah.
We were talking about it back kind of at stage 1 playoffs. So you think that's one they can take. But, I've mentioned it on multiple shows. I've come back to it several times, but I won't forget the Decimate Decimate tweet after Seattle. He basically said, guys, we did not have a lot of time to work on Search. It is all strategy. We're going to improve. So if he views it that way, that it is mostly strategy, then maybe it isn't about getting reps in. Maybe it was more just talking over the maps, having some time to actually get into a little bit of discussion, and we'll see if that comes here.
Well, and how many times have we watched FaZe Clan play London Dock Search and Destroy? There's a couple of memorable, couple of memorable moments there. Running through artillery strikes, a couple of 1v3s that may haunt some of the green wall. But yeah,
because they're not all there anymore.
Yeah, no, they're not. But again, yeah, I mean, so Envy has a lot of film to study to prepare for London Dock Search and Destroy. But there you go. There is our 5-map set. Envy able to win game 1, 250 to 163. But these next 3 are definitely ones that I favor FaZe.
Well, if you take a look at those 3, is there one that you think maybe Envy has the best chance to take to push this a distance?
I think game 3, right? London Dock CTF, we always talk about it, where if a player like Hook just tends to go off, you get streaks, you could spawn trap FaZe and just get out to an early lead. It's definitely one where, just a guy as skilled as him can take over.
Yeah, or just a team getting hot for 60 seconds.
Exactly.
3 scores at times on that map. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Just waiting on the guys to get ready now for the search and destroy. Is there any? We'll take a look back at the first 3 series of the day. I think everything's lined up with pretty much. We thought Red was going to be the winner in first series. We thought TK would win the second series, and Echo Fox, despite the fact they were a round away from 3-0, blowing out EG, still get it done in the game 5. So everything's sort of been, I guess, how we expected to go so far. This is the first one now that has a chance. I mean, I think everyone would have picked FaZe just due to their success from stage 1. They were the favorite coming into this. Maybe Envy a chance to maybe get the first upset on the board.
No, definitely so. I was very impressed with TK, just watching Enable fit in. But on your screen, you can get your tickets to attend CWL Anaheim from June 15th through the 17th. We love Anaheim.
I can't wait. I can tell you, I've been to an Anaheim as a fan. I've been to an Anaheim as a caster. I have never been there as a player, but caster and fan, and it is. I mean, outside of champs, it is the craziest moment of the year.
Plus June 15th, everybody needs to just remember that is my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
I forgot Jack's birthday. Still couldn't tell you. Maybe I'll remember yours.
Thanks.
Didn't know Matt's birthday either. Don't know Gandhi's birthday still.
Yeah, they're all
I'm going to remember your birthday.
They're all gone,
June 15th.
I'm probably doomed.
You'll be managing a Subway in 2 weeks, Joe. Have fun. Okay, you're stuck with me forever for the rest of our lives.
I'm okay with that. Talk about COD.
Oh, here we go. Round 1. Attach. Attach trying to get some information, and Hook lines up his forehead.
Yeah, nice shots out of Hook. Now you have a 4 versus 2, and you and I casted on London Docks earlier, right? Between Epsilon and Red Reserve, and for the most part, it was the defensives just locking things down, getting those first bloods before finally a couple of offensive rounds, some mid-round adjustments were made. Look a little confused there.
Oh, no, I'm good. I just realized that I'm very warm, Joe.
Okay.
Can you get me a fan?
Yeah, I'll just fan you.
There we go. Thank you, Joe. Now I'm glad no one can see this. But that feels excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Priesta, only man up. The hipfire is going to connect. Tries to snap on the second, third statue, but not able to connect. So round 1 to Envy. And I definitely don't want to say a must-win map, but considering how you think it's going to break down with FaZe favoring these 3, yeah, one of these has got to be a steal. Maybe here's where it happens.
Yeah, definitely so. And again, a ton of footage on FaZe. I'm really happy you didn't ask me what happened in round 1 because we were talking about managing a subway.
And your birthday. And,
Yeah.
you know what? It's one round of potential 11.
It's just the first bloods that obviously led into Envy winning that defensive round and Chino getting 3 kills.
Okay, great round, Chino. Now we'll see what Envy can do on the offensive end of things. But again, you mentioned the first London Docks, not a lot of first bloods coming from the offense. Can Chino do that here? Chino, maybe get some information from some map, and Replays just flies up and catches him. He's got to be very frustrated, and no one's there to trade it out.
So you and I had this discussion about Airborne. Where we might see it the most, I think, would be in Search and Destroy, just changing up those timings a little bit. Maybe Envy was cut off guard. Replays able to get 2. Just Airborne rushes towards that B site, gets into the door. The guy at the window has no idea.
Yeah, and I haven't done like I know some of the I swear to God on like Reddit I've seen like different breakdowns of like people kind of racing with your
It's faster
your
still.
armored energetic versus your airborne. Like I mean, Replays, I'm going to trust his judgment.
Even if it's
there's a reason he was using that class to get there.
So even if it's milliseconds, that again, Search and Destroy.
COD's a
where it
game of
matters.
milliseconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every mode is, but yeah, Search especially. We're talking about opening breaks, but great stuff there from Replay. So 3-1 start from him. Airborne class coming out here with instincts to go there. We'll see if Attach can maybe get in position, catch somebody off guard again. That looks like it might be the case. Oh, almost. Spots Classic in the back.
And they're just going to back Classic up. They're going to try and get this bomb towards that B site. He's not going to plant just yet. That's Priesta watching that gate. Attach gets into a better spot. He has Zuma right behind him. Then you have Replays all the way towards their spawn, watching the flame. It looks like Replays. Let's go to number 3. He's going to be the key guy in this round for FaZe. There we go. He's going to find that first blood. Just back on up. No, he gets caught by Chino.
Wow.
Classic catches Priest as well.
Things falling apart right now for FaZe, but you still have the Wonder Duo and Zumo and Attach here. Can they make the play? Attach was just spotted from behind, not able to get there into light, so he gets caught. Now Zuma has to clutch into 1 versus 3. Awkward engagement there at the box, and he will drop. So Envy finds that second round. Where did things kind of fall apart for FaZe Clan for you?
I'm not sure where, or that second kill, whoever got killed second.
Right after Replays?
Yeah, wherever he got killed from. Not exactly sure, but I feel like that changed the round. Obviously, Replays, if he stays alive there, a ton of pressure on Envy to try and hunt him down, right? That is his goal, to just waste Envy's time. Have to worry about me when my teammates can get set up, get that bomb down. Great job by Envy to find him as soon as that kill goes down. But it was really that second kill that made it a 3v2.
Envy now back to offense, smokes out. Last time Chino got pushed very aggressively by Replays in First Blood. This time he seems to be ready for it, but the rest of the team is dropping. It's 2 kills for FaZe, answered almost immediately by 2 kills for Envy. Zuma comes over the top, and now all of a sudden it's a 1v1. You've got 3 kills in a row for Chino. Plant coming in for Chino, so he's not going to be that far off streaks, but still ways to go. Priesta versus Chino, a big round. I mean, if you're Envy here, it'd be great to be looking at that 3-1 advantage for your FaZe, just trying to tie this up. Here comes Priesta. Here's the footsteps.
Oh, you heard him.
Still hears him stomping around like an elephant, and Priesta fries him! Oh, God, Chino. I mean, if you're there, you hear him. You hear him the whole time, and Priesta says, I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
Just rips him off
he
bomb.
just guessed it perfectly. I mean, that's what Priest has been doing all year long, clutching in those situations, winning those tough gunfights.
Wow. And that was like, do you think if you're Chino, maybe you were in a spot where you heard him back up and thought maybe he was rotating over to windows, so you got caught between maybe thinking to look somewhere else, or is that just Priest that came out and burned him?
Yeah, I think it's more.
Oh my God, what a play from Priesta. He's
But
now
still,
tied up at 2-2.
that was a crazy round, right? It started off a 4v2 for FaZe, so you figured they had it, and it goes all the way down to a 1v1. Decimate able to find Zuma. Hook somehow already out that A site.
These are very fast openings.
This is a very fast round. Now you have Priest already in a 1v2.
Well, he was already able to clutch an unfavorable 1 versus 1. The good thing here is he has a ton of time.
A ton of time. He's going to find Classic as well. I was going to say, what is Classic doing? He might be able to catch him with a wall bang. Not able to do so, but as you said, still 50 seconds, and he has an STG and a PPSH.
And they're just a little overzealous maybe as he hits back fire. Classic, obviously, he had just been shot at, so waits for it, pre-aims the backside. And are you surprised Priesta didn't, I don't know, at least maybe peek that once, just kind of see if he was in there fire watching it?
Maybe. I mean, I imagine he probably thought that he backed up somewhere to group up with his teammate.
Could have maybe
back
thought he
to
went
back.
Docs, thought he went
Yeah.
Docs or something. Yeah.
Probably just overthought it. Obviously in a very tough situation. But if you look at that scoreboard, Chino having a great game at 7-2 for Envy.
And you've said multiple times, you said it before this, you thought he was one of the biggest steals throughout all of roster mania, that Envy were able to walk away with him. And
Absolutely.
he's showing his worth right now. Big game 1, now a big game 2 against your stage 1 champs. Zuma able to connect on a grenade there, maybe hit Chino and Classic a bit. He's peppering him from the edge, but there they rip him off a bomb. Nice shots by Classic to take him out. There's no trade there, so 4v2 now for Envy, and they've got B control.
Yeah, and I think the big reason why Zuma looked a little confused there, because Priesta was watching over them, but Hook actually won that one-on-one. Able to find one. Can he find the second? No, his teammate can, though. But yeah, Hook just ran through lights, able to gun Priesta. As soon as that happens, Zuma's caught in a terrible position on that bomb. Just has too many targets to find. A great job by Envy. Nice bait and switching out of them.
Fantastic stuff from Envy, as they are now in control of this game too. And just based on your breakdown, I mean, that's gotta, you would think we're maybe going to a game 5 if they're able to go up 2-0 in this. We'll see. I mean, who knows with the
Envy's
next
looking
couple of
good,
maps,
man.
but they are looking very, very good. Now, 2 rounds away from securing this. We'll see what they can do on defense. You see the nades coming in over the top. Hook gonna get right to lights. He's gonna get pressure by multiple players. He's able to back away, so won't get picked. But because he has that mountain class out, he is gonna get stunned, and he'll ultimately get picked in the back. So 3 versus 3, make it 3 versus 2. Classic, you gotta win that gunfight, pal. But now Chino, just goes down. Well, later.
And dude, FaZe is so fast on their offense.
I'm like trying to do play-by-play in some of these opening like 20 seconds
It's
of the round.
so hard.
Dad, just everyone.
FaZe is playing at an unbelievable pace on their offense. Whether it's their lights hit that we just saw at B, we saw that a few times. There was one where they just ran through middle. They're trying to find openings, trying to make adjustments on this NB lineup.
Let's see what they opt to do on defense this time around. Remember, Replays, look, he's at the airborne class, probably doing the same thing he did a couple rounds ago where he caught Chino, but look how deep Chino's playing. Chino already got the kill. He won't get traded out. There's some help here this time. So Envy mixes it up a little bit. The aggression from Replays doesn't work out, and suddenly it's going to be Priesta by himself.
And that's where FaZe is so good, is typically at those points where one player like Replays is putting shots in. Zuma's top middle to sort of clean up those kills, but Hook's there to find 2, right? Like this kill right here on Priesta, and just before that, Zuma, where he finds 2 kills. He's shutting down FaZe and sort of their strategy in search and destroy, which is get top middle, put some shots into people, and then collapse.
And where was the first pick Chino got? I mean, we saw him playing a little bit deeper, so Replays couldn't get up in his face, but was it just straight down that Doc's alley?
Yeah.
Just beam one? Okay.
Yeah, so I believe that was on attach, and then you had, Replays push from that window, and then there's Zuma as well. And typically Zuma is kind of like the cleanup guy, right? Just clean up a few of the weak players from that top statue angle.
Didn't give him a chance.
Yep.
Hook backed up for a moment here as he gets hit by a nade that comes through.
11 and 4.
I think Zuma should have a kill yet. Zuma was kind of playing back lights, and I think caught Classic as he was trying to kind of go B to mid through the cut. So that will make it a 3 versus 3 now. They got to get bomb.
Yeah, and remember, FaZe is a team that loved to do that. I remember at Stage 1 playoffs, they'd send like 3 lower A, maybe 1 middle, and then Priesta would be alone on B with the bomb, right? And he would win that 1v1 and then just plant it instantly.
Well, we did just see Chino was in the window kind of watching over that bomb. He did get the first kill, but attached now, well, he is no stranger to clutches on London Dock Search, but he's got to do it now to keep his team alive. They're down a couple of rounds, and this round victory would be the map win for Envy. Less attach and get it done, but Hook, the young gun on the Envy side, able to take it. A big performance from him and Chino in the game 2.
And game 1.
And game 1, yeah, and suddenly Envy up 2-0 in this best of 5 over your Stage 1 champs in FaZe.
Now, I believe, how many losses did FaZe have last stage? Was it just 1 in the regular season? 1 or 2?
I think they were 12-2.
But I believe the first loss was against Envy, like day 1 of the Pro League. Like,
yes, Envy was one of them. I'm almost positive.
yes, I believe that was the first day. So we know FaZe is a team that, it takes them a little bit to get into the swing of things, but Envy, especially Hook and Chino, are playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I feel good about, and I know, I will preface this with all top 4 picks before this started where it's crazy. We're all kind of guessing, but
Yeah.
I felt good about Envy. Like I thought Envy had a chance to be
yeah,
top
I do
4,
as
and
well.
now after seeing them play more, I'm like, I like that. They look solid. Like, and this is a team that you kind of feel will, I want to say, be more consistent than maybe the Envy team previously because they won't be dealing with all the inner turmoil and drama and stuff. Like, Chino's not going to start pissing people off suddenly. Like, Chino's just going to smile and get kills.
Yeah.
All right, well, Envy, we'll see if they can close it out on the next map. Joe, you like 2, 3, and 4 for FaZe Clan. We're going to see if they can answer back. Maybe push this the distance. It's FaZe. It's Envy. It's the Pro League. We'll be right back. See it there on the stage. FaZe, Envy, 2 of the most iconic organizations in the Call of Duty World League, doing battle early here in Stage 2. And so far, you also see it on the stage. It's 2-0. Envy is up. And map 1, not too shocking. That's a solid map for Envy. Not the best maybe for FaZe, but they look very good in the search as well. Envy's looking great.
No, they definitely are. And again, we talked about how at Seattle, Envy wasn't the best at, games like Search and Destroy and CTF, but they've had a lot more time to develop. There's been about, 3-4 weeks since then. A week before that, they made a roster move. They look great in hardpoint, so this Envy team, they're looking to get better and better.
Yeah, it's like, if you're a good hardpoint team, like, you can at least guarantee you're going to be in series, right? And Search and Destroy, yes, I think you need to be solid there to win tournaments, but I actually was looking at something funny the other day. Like, when you looked at 2 of the greatest dynasties of all time, and Complexity and Optic, they weren't winning a lot with their search.
They were winning like 50%.
Yeah, it was their respawns.
They went 1 search.
I know.
Yeah.
But like when I looked at it, I was like, wow, seems like their respawns were certainly.
Oh, they were really good at those. Yeah. We got dominated a few times by both of those teams, but there we go. FaZe off to a very hot start. 30 seconds in, already flag on the board. They have Envy in a spawn trap, and this is what we talk about with London Dock CTF. It's just very quick. If 4 go down, you get stuck in a very tough trap, but Chino's able to win that one on a Priesta. Make it 2.
Chino, big wins in the back that kind of make sure that rally doesn't happen, right? Because you can strike early here and you can strike often if you get going. But Chino, Classic, Hook, they get involved as well, and you're able to clear it out. So yes, you give up an early score, but at least you don't let that build.
Yeah, and now they're on the attack, right? They already have map control. They're in FaZe's base. All of FaZe are just spawning up. Hook, he's in a great position. Gets one, buys time. The flag's trying to get out, not able to do so, but that's 3. There's only 1 player left, and that's Priest. He's middle of the map, but he wins that gunfight. Big play out of him.
Or did he spawn outside Cole? Cole side just kind of wrap back through mid-cut. Yeah, I mean, in that positioning there, it completely takes, who was it? Hook out of it. Like, Hook can't help the player. Can't help his flag runner. It's a one-on-one. Priest wins it, and that's the return. So I think FaZe get away with one and away there. Like, that was looking very good for Envy.
Oh, they definitely do, and maybe that player on Envy just has to run it low water side where Hook is. You know, yes, it is a bit of a longer route, but at least you have a teammate there to help, you know, support you. But Envy and FaZe back and forth through this middle of the map. Decimate challenges. Replay is able to win that one. Such a tough gunfight when you're on top of those boxes. You can see Replays just going towards that fire. Chino's trying to spot him, but Replays wins another one. He might just go for a fly pull as Attach gets another kill in their base.
Decimate, though, able to re-peek and challenge.
There's Zuma.
Oh, my God. Zuma gets there. Decimate, I don't know. We hopped off him for a second. He looked pretty darn weak to me. I don't know what he did to Zuma, but he wins that and alleviates the pressure for a moment. There's still 1 player there. That's Attach. He's going to get cut down as he was kind of the last man.
These teams are just sprinting.
Yeah, it's like, I thought all of FaZe is cleared out. Attach is still flying.
Chino, he's got a stun down on Replays. Knew he was there. Now it's Envy's turn. One guy, though, I like this play. I believe that's Clash. He's starting to hit through Coal Room. If he can get to that position, can help his teammate out, gets that kill, pulls the flag. But because of that, because he went coal to water, 1 player did spawn low water. That's going to be Replays, but it looks like they're aware of it, right? It might be a possibility. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I think we just saw how Decimate killed Zuma earlier.
Oh, right. Decimate on a 5 spree. He started the game 1 and 4, and now he's got a glide bomb, but he is shredding FaZe right now.
Wow. Just tears Replays apart there. And now they're tied up as he, yeah, he's got streaks to work with.
But FaZe counter, very fast.
And that's out. That is gone. You do have streaks on Decimate, but he's coming off spawn. By the time he gets up, I don't think you're going to use those. As
he may call one in.
Flag's already gone.
Defend their base.
But yeah, he might need to, but it's definitely not going to be involved in that flag score because that goes in.
There we go. There's Decimate and Classic able to get a couple of kills. They regain control of fire. There's still 1 player there. That's Priesta, and you have Attach on these middle steps. What can Priesta do? Knows there's a couple of guys there, but Chino able to take him down.
Hook has gotten up into barrel building for a moment. Looks like he's going to wait on a little bit of help. He's still got Zuma in behind.
Nice little
Zuma's
flank.
just tearing up that back line. So I know Hook got into barrel kind of early, but he's had to wait. His teammates haven't been able to really get in and reinforce. The pressure's been slowed for now. He's going to wait for everybody now to come off a spawn there and useless. But no one really too much control right now with 60 seconds remaining. Remember, if Envy can get up the map a little bit, they have those streaks to work with still. So Decimate might be able to pop something off here. And, well, Decimate's dead for 7.5 seconds. So you're likely not going to see the streaks invested, at least in this wave.
Might see it when he spawns, though. If they're able to get barrels control, right? He's across the map. How do you help your teammates out? A bomb will definitely help them. So a couple of kills go Envy's way, but it doesn't look like it as Priest is able to find one. And now he's immediately going to flank the guys down low. Great job out of FaZe to get out of their base. I feel like that was the one moment where we had like a bit of a pause, a bit of a stalemate.
Really? All right, yeah.
You can already see Priest has got a flag out. Decimate is middle of the gate, able to find one on the Replays. Can Priest get out of here? It looks like
here comes
a glide bomb coming in. Can he catch him? It does catch him.
Able to get the kill. Should be Hook there for the return. Maybe a counter opportunity. It's going to be a 2-on-2 fight. See if they can take it. Oh, they win both gunfights, so now you've got a chance. 5 seconds remaining here. You spawn outside of Cole, and they're going to overextend there through lights in that B alley. So Classic doesn't spot them on the cross. This is all going to come down to Chino. Chino's here.
Chino. Nice nade onto Attach. Misses some shots, though. Just trying to find him. Catches
he gets in!
Yeah, you got it in.
Oh, my God. He just dives in. He says, screw the kills. I'm flying in. And that, he must have got there, what, a half a foot before the actual player would have been able to pick up the flag? Unreal. I thought after Chino whiffed those opening shots, like, this is going to fall apart.
Yeah, he just stalled them there at that box for long enough.
Exactly, yeah, literally. Just a half second quicker, and they're probably going to get there and at least get a touch.
What we thought was a bit of a scary situation for Envy ends up turning all right. It's a tied game going into the second half.
It certainly is. And you did see the glide bomb come in. That kind of made sure they were able to get that second score and not allow a third to go on the board for FaZe. But that will leave you with only the artillery. But Decimate's also working towards streaks again. So you really don't care about having to use that glide bomb in the final seconds if you get one in the opening seconds now of the second half.
You can already see where Chino is inside that fire room. FaZe, they're sending 2 up towards this light street. You have Zuma, who also hit gate. Decimate was able to spot him, calls that out, but Zuma wins the gunfight. But Chino's still here, and he's going to get a fly pull. It's just one player left, Zuma, and they know exactly where he is.
Well, almost exactly. He was able to tuck into that corner.
Being a challenge.
Gets the kill. Zuma's picked up both. Chino now trying to get across. Zuma might catch him. Zuma's already got one shot in. Chino's waiting at the edge now as he's got a little bit of help to work with. Has to wait as a grenade did get tossed through. Still a couple of players here, but he's got help from Attach. He's going to get him on the cross. They can reinforce so much quicker, though, and finally, Envy able to get it in. And can we check Decimate when we get a second? Did he actually get the glide bomb when he comes off spawn? No. Okay, so he didn't get it. I think he was like 1 kill off. I wasn't sure if he got it.
Yeah, but FaZe tied up with another counter cap, and really that just stemmed from Zuma and the plays he was able to make inside barrel building. Just such a good job to stay alive.
True. It's like, yeah, they get the score in, but you're able to set up the counter because he was there for so long.
3 or 4 guys.
Yep. So tied up now at 3 apiece with 3.5 to go.
FaZe had to be careful here. 4 go down. And Envy, they're going to fly at this flag. I don't even know if Priest is going to get in a position to get a nade in. That might hit that player, but he's out. That's Hook. That's what we talk about. London Dodge.
There's the artillery.
Yep, they're trying to trap him in now. But you'd see what FaZe are doing. They're starting to overextend. Decimate, once again, not able to catch Zuma. Chino's able to find him. Just 1 player left. That's Priest. He's going to back on up, try to defend his flag.
Yeah, they've got him spawning useless and trying to rotate through that artillery. Decimate won that one-on-one inside, and might be another opening that you found for Envy here to make a play. But despite the lack of the opening, you still have the cap advantage, and Chino trying to pave the way on through with his bar. But there it is. Attach and Zuma clean up the kills, and they'll at least slow down that pressure from Envy for a moment. And they're still on London Docks. 2.5 minutes seems like an eternity. There's a lot of gameplay left.
No, it definitely does. A couple of FaZe players did spawn low water, so are any of them going to back on up? Just typically that just says, hey, someone overextended. That's Decimate. He was the first guy to spawn in. That's Attach who's chasing him. Oh no, this could be very bad. Attach turns around. Oh. There we go, able to find him, but Decimate has a position.
He's just playing with him, then pulls out the pistol. Just backing down for a second. He got some help from Chino there. Zuma on the overextend. He's going to get caught. That's going to be another score. It's going to be 5-3 Envy, and they're now under 2 minutes away from a convincing 3-0 over FaZe Clan.
Definitely so. Looking at that scoreboard, Decimate 19-12 with 3 fly caps. A great game out of him, but 3 go down. Replays finds 2. Just 1 player left. That's Chino. Can he hold off this attack from FaZe? Plenty of time, and it looks like 1 player, that's Zuma. He's going to hit through underground. So now they have to wait for Zuma. This entire play is on him. He's able to find 1, finds this second, and there we go. The FaZe players are starting to go. Great job by FaZe. So just have patience. Just wait for that flank.
Absolutely. You saw once Zuma got there how easy those kills were. Just lining up for him, and now they're going to get the score. And with replay still here and the push coming in through Cole, like, you've got an opportunity to maybe set up a rally. Unfortunately, Replays loses another gunfight there to Decimate. Attach, though. It's his turn to go underground.
No, but 1 player just spawned up. No, 1 player spawned up low water. Number 8, that's Chino, so they know. They know that 1 player could have hit through underground. That's Decimate. Almost wins another one. But Attach.
This could be the game.
Yeah, he's going to hit the flag out. Now it is a stalemate, and 1 player's challenging him, and that's Chino once again finds 2.
And that is going to be another score on the board for Envy, as I almost said FaZe.
Yes, you did.
That is heartbreak, though, for FaZe Clan. You needed that stalemate to go the way of your side, and this will be another touch on the opposite end. Decimate continues to make plays. He's 22-14. If he can be a playmaker in search and make the heads-up plays, whether it's the overextensions, the plays on defense, the one-on-one gunfight wins, if he can do that type of stuff for CTF for this Envy team, what are they going to be weak in, Joe?
It's going to be tough. I mean, they can be such a good team, and I was talking to Classic in the back, man. He was just saying, I'm so confident. I love my team right now. I'm very confident.
They're
in
having
all my
fun, I
teammates.
think. Like,
Yeah.
They're enjoying themselves. That, like,
You can only
toxicity
imagine
was
that
there.
Classic and Hook bringing in guys like Chino and Decimate. That's a bit of a different vibe for the roster.
And, I mean, I love Slasher, but him and Chino are very different people. I think this team is having fun right now. The boys in blue, 3-0. FaZe Clan,
Deja vu?
the greatest team to ever play in Columbus.
This has to stop. Sooner or later, it'll stop.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I'll ask you kind of the couple questions here before we talk about Envy, who got the victory there. Anything to take away from FaZe? Obviously, the same roster that we've had, but anything stand out for you?
Just a super slow start, I think, on Gibraltar. They feel like if they don't have a solid start on that map, that they're not going to win it. And I mean, besides Castle Road, they were not competitive in any other of the 3 hills. It felt like Envy just dominated. Search and Destroy, I don't know if it's they were just trying new things. It felt like a little bit different. Their offenses were very fast, which, again, you'd love to see from FaZe because they have guys like Zuma and Priesta who can win one-on-ones across the map, but they were just shut down by Chino and Hook.
Okay, there's a couple things here. Obviously, I just want to get your take on how much stock you put in this for either side of it. So, obviously, Envy has a lot more film to watch of FaZe. There's a ton of film to watch of FaZe, but Envy at the same time looked really good. I guess, is it more you think this Envy team is very, very solid, or more they just have a lot more to work with?
I think Envy is very much the real deal, right? I think at Seattle, they could have gone on a much bigger run than what they had. And then for FaZe, again, it's game 1 of the Pro League, right? It's just your first match, you know, your first match back after a couple of weeks. But that to be careful because there's no easy wins in this division.
Absolutely not, especially if Epsilon turns up. But guys, that's going to do it for that series. Up on the main stage, we've got Jess with an interview.
Thanks, Maven. So that was a really great 3-0, and there was a lot to be proud of. But what do you think was the standout play during that last series?
I felt like we just really worked as a team. I felt like we didn't really make as many individual plays as we have been online, and it showed up in that match, and we just played really well.
Nice. So is that what you were, or I guess I should rephrase that, what were you expecting going into that lineup versus FaZe, and did that match up with what actually ended up happening?
Yeah, I felt like it was going to be a pretty good match, and I felt like it was. I didn't feel like any map was really easy. We just, like I said, we capitalized as a team on some mistakes that they made, and that's why we won.
And finally, I know I've chatted to you a couple times about joining Envy, and it feels like you are fitting in very, very well, but what specifically do you think you bring to the team?
I think I just bring a reasonable voice. I get along with all my teammates really well. I'm really good at just, I guess you could say, understanding everybody's point of view. So I can understand when somebody's like, hey, what should have we done here? And then I can help them, and like we just come to a conclusion together.
Great, awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. We will be right back after this quick break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day one, week one here of stage 2 of the Call of Duty World League presented by PlayStation 4. And what a day we've had thus far, including some, game 5, or a game 5, I should say, and some just fantastic gameplay overall. I do want to touch on that last game that we just saw on the main stage. Our reigning champs from stage 1, FaZe Clan. Of course, we talked a little bit about them not making a change. They go up against Team Envyus, and I'm going to be honest, Revan, Team Envyus made that look easy.
I mean, you get big performances out of Chino throughout that whole series, and then you have some shining moments from Decimate as well as Hook. But for me in that map 1, it just kind of felt like FaZe, they were just playing from behind, from the back foot the entire time. And when you wind up putting yourself in that situation on a map like Gibraltar, which is so rotation heavy, what winds up happening is you might fight and win a scrap time for one specific hardpoint, but then you find yourself really late on the rotation over towards the next hardpoint, and you start to dig yourself in a big hole.
And that's something you were talking about pre-game was, FaZe, sometimes they start slow and it bites them. That's pretty much what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, they told me if that first hill doesn't really go their way, they tend to struggle in the rest of the map. So that's something that happens to FaZe a lot on Gibraltar, and we saw it happen right there. And Chino was playing lights out on that map as well. And when a player like that's going off, you're going to have some trouble.
I mean, you can see the box score here. Castle Hill, 89-0 in favor of FaZe. Despite that, though, you look at Turret, you look at Courtyard, and you look at Pit. Envy completely outscoring Hook with a fantastic game, a 1.41 dropped from him, 29 seconds there. Hill time final score 250 to 163. But to the point, Revan, it just wasn't close.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching some of the highlights that were playing throughout the commercial break. I mean, the game sense was there for FaZe, right? They were playing in the right positioning on the map. It just seemed like that they weren't finishing their kills. I mean, they're hitting their shots, but the kills just weren't going in their favor. And it happens sometimes in Call of Duty. Sometimes your shot's on point, you're hitting your shots, but you just can't finish the kill.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit earlier on in the day, I think it's fair to say, but we'll move forward, talk a little bit about that search and destroy. Again, Team Envyus come out nameless, and they look fantastic. They take it 6-3. Chino, outstanding performance from him, finishes 12-5.
I mean, this is something where FaZe has played London Dock Search and Destroy in almost every series in the past 3 events, so maybe Envy was just a little bit more prepared for what FaZe was going to do. You saw Chino kind of stopping a lot of the pushes that FaZe like to do on that map, and it just seemed like Envy was a well-oiled machine. They were playing so good on that map. All their strategies were working out well. They clutched up a few rounds, and it was a great performance on Envy. Yeah,
it most definitely was, and again, to give some credit to Chino, pretty much an MVP-like performance throughout the entire series.
He is an MVP.
That brings us to game 3, the CTF, where our CWL play of the game comes from Chino. A fantastic flag run that he was able to basically pull off and orchestrate. It's obviously presented by Scuff Gaming. Excited to rewatch this one with you guys. Of course, here's the moment, right? You got to keep your eye on that number 8 on the mini-map, and then all of a sudden we head over to Chino's perspective off the respawn. 9 seconds left, and then of course you'll see the plays being made towards the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, the glide bomb comes in to stall the flag, and it wants to pick with a kill on the flag carrier. Envy wind up getting the return, and take a look at the play timer here. They make that play happen just in the nick of time. They get the flag out, but on the overextension, this is where Chino comes into play, right? As these FaZe members push on forward, these are crucial gunfights for him to win, and he just buys enough time. That's all he has to do. Buy time, stall FaZe from coming in on that overextension. He does his job, right? Envy get the flag cap, and they wind up winning the game from there.
Yeah, most definitely do. 7-4 as well on London Docks.
What impresses me about that is that they beat them on 2 London Docks in a row. That is one of FaZe's best maps in every game mode, and they won both of them. I think Envy's a real deal. I think they're looking good, and they keep talking about that chemistry that they have. They're confident in each other. They genuinely believe that everybody on their team is capable of going off at any moment, and that's something that is going to bring a team like Envy to the next level. I think that they're definitely going to be a team to be, reckoned with here in this stage 2.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we think back to Seattle when we first saw this roster debut. They came out swinging in play, man. They went 4-1, and it's just when we got to the bracket play, when really the pressure was on, that's when we saw them falter a little bit. But this is going to be great practice for this lineup. I feel like this is going to be a team where the more they play with each other, the better they're going to get.
Exactly that. The more repetitions, the more comfortable, the better chemistry, the better results should come. At least a good start for them. Of course, they get their first win under their belt. It's always good when you do that on day 1. But that now brings us to the final game of the